This is fifth period. We're wandering around outside the school, and you're watching
Rider News.
Thank you, Spooky Boy, for wandering the hallways for that enthusiastic shout-out. It's Halloween, and everybody is in the mood. The mood for tricks and the mood for frights. It's October 30th, and I'm Sean.
And I'm Isaac. Winter is coming and fall sports are over with no games left of the season. Wait a minute, there's a problem. You okay? We're getting a Halloweeny rewrite. Sorry, 1 second. It's spooky time here at Port Angeles High School, and there's a lot of things going on during the scary season, like a real thriller called Climate Change. That will turn us into skeletons if we don't stop it fast. As you know, this year we've been focusing on the creepy subject of climate change.
Let's see what Mr. Gallagher has to say about this week's climate change. Let's hope we stop it soon, or we're gonna have a bad time.
Alright, so to talk to you about climate change, I want to take our homecoming theme of Riders Through the Ages and talk about climate change through the ages and how we kind of figured out what's going on to our Earth right now. Let's go back to the 1950s. In the 1950s, if you asked anybody what Venus was like, they thought Venus was a tropical paradise. It's a little bit closer to the sun, and it has clouds, and we all know clouds must be water vapor, and so they thought it was gonna be this great place. It was gonna be like Hawaii all the time. And so everybody thought tropical paradise, but one guy, my hero, Carl Sagan, said no. With a carbon dioxide atmosphere, you're gonna have a problem of something what became nicknamed the greenhouse effect. It's gonna get hotter and hotter and hotter because that carbon dioxide traps in the heat and doesn't let it back out again. And so Carl Sagan said, no, when we get to Venus, we're gonna find something very different from a tropical paradise. And so when we went there in the late 1960s, it's about 900 degrees Fahrenheit. It is not a tropical paradise. It is a place that you and I would not like to be at all because of that runaway greenhouse effect. And so when people discovered this, then in the 1970s, they started thinking about carbon dioxide on the Earth. And on top of one of the Hawaiian volcanoes was a detector which said our carbon dioxide levels were going up. And why would they be going up? Because we're adding carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. Every time we burn fossil fuels, we're adding carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. So in the
Thank you to Mr. Gallagher for giving us wisdom on such an unholy subject. Climate change is indeed very spooky.
You know what else is spooky, Isaac? Water is getting hotter. Climate change! Speaking of water, prepare to be shocked and frightened as Mr. Clark fills a water bottle in the scariest package you will ever see.
Hey Rough Riders, this is Mr. Clark here, and I've got a little tip for you regarding the bottle filling stations. Okay, this bottle filling station is in the 100 Hall. It's insanely popular with students. The number here says we've got 79,000 bottle refills already. Thing about these is though, that there's a little trick that you can use to keep from spilling water. All right, there's a little electric eye right here, and it detects when the bottle's in front of it. So if I put my bottle there, start to fill it, if I pull my bottle away, the water keeps running and some of it goes down the drain, and that's wasteful. We don't like that. So here's a little trick that you can do to avoid the spillage. You just put the bottle in there, let it fill up, and when you've got enough water, you just tilt it away from that electric eye, and it just shuts off neat and clean. You don't spill a drop. And while we're at it, I'm pleased to announce that we're going to have another one of these bottle filling stations installed in the 400 hall. So this is based on student request. We want to make sure that you don't have to walk too far to refill your bottle.
Thank you, Mr. Clark, for that amazing water bottle PSA. Be sure to visit the new water fountain in 400 Hall. Maybe you'll see the ghosts of the old water fountain. Now, on to our next package.
Now, we have a lot of creepy classes with spooky subjects, like theater tech. This class has special effects that make the show here come to life. Spooky!
Wow, theater tech is amazing. I have learned a lot from theater tech. I'm a light designer at heart. I didn't really knew I liked light designing until I took theater tech. It's really, you learn about theater. You learn not just about light designing, but you learn about costumes, props, makeup, everything that goes into a production that you see at the high school. I think it's a really good tech class to learn if you're into theater, even if you're not, just to learn about the prospects of theater. Well, funny story. Actually, I came to school on the first day and it was just on there. I never signed up. And then who knew I'd like it so much? Well, I've said I'm the light designer for it. I've also been a production manager, so I've overseen the whole production side of the play, which was a fun job because I had to set up everything and just oversee what every department was doing. All of them are fun though. Costuming, in the class we actually go over some of those, like costuming and props and makeup and everything. Even if you're in one department, you don't necessarily have to be in that one only, and you still learn about other prospects. And I just like all of them. They're all cool. Lights are cool. I've leaned towards more acting now, and I'm acting in the fall play Anne of Green Gables, plug. And I really like the acting part of it. So, but I like light designing. That's where I started, and that's what I like to do. But I'm definitely leaning towards acting now. I want to go to a college for theater. I want to major in theater and minor in film. So I'm basically taking this to give me an overall view of what I want to do in my future. So it's good to have all these production things, and especially with Patrick McGinnis, our teacher, he's gone to college for theater and film, and he knows a lot about it. So it's nice to have that outside point of view on what I want to do in my future.
Now, for our spooky final segment, we see 4 contenders fight for their life in this challenge.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Rider News. Have a horrifyingly good Halloween, and we'll see you on the next episode of Rider News.
I'm Daniel Street and I'm a freshman.
I'm Sean Holman, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Dalen Charnbray and I'm a junior.
I'm Tyler Bell, I'm a senior.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, buddy. What's up, buddy? Hey, buddy.
Get you one.
That was way too long.
Damn, he's still going.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Take a bite out of it.
Yep.
Thank you for watching this episode of Rider News.
Take a bite out of it.